How's it going, everybody? We're gonna be checking out the Xbox Extended Showcase that did go live at 1 p.m. this afternoon, and it was just as I was having the impressions video for both the two videos that went up today for Starfield and the Xbox whole presentation. Each is its own video thing, so if you're interested, go check out those videos. But gonna be checking out that extended thing, and then maybe the Capcom video or Capcom stream that I think was back yesterday. I think it was something like that. I don't know. Yeah, apparently it was yesterday. So while I was watching the showcase, that Capcom presentation happened that was apparently 35 minutes ish based on the stream by GameSpot. But we got, okay, I'll just look at the, yeah, but I don't know what much to expect besides stuff to possibly hear more of, because I would imagine there's going to be probably a Q&A stuff for Starfield more than likely. So 6 seconds. So let's see what they did for the showcase.
Hey, we are a small snippet of Squanch Games, and we are here to tell you how excited we are to be a part of the Microsoft Games Show Extended.
Game Showcase Extended.
You know, Game Showcase Extended. What's the need for the extended? Why add that extra word?
It's like,
is there one that's not extended?
Yeah, the original.
And that's why?
we're getting nods. There is a not extended one. Okay.
And that one's just called without the extended.
So that's just called
There's the normal one. I know what this is.
Yeah.
Well, hey, look, we're happy to be a part of it nonetheless.
Let's see what they gotta say for various titles. Showcase Extended. Are they just really running through the dance? Like, dude. Okay. This is another game. Copy Stain. A game by Arngate. Some survival game with fishing. Oh, that low textured tree. Oh wait, yeah, I remember Twitter was making a big deal. I think this is Valheim, I believe. It's like the only game announcement that I saw on Twitter before or while it was starting the stream. Technically just after one. Yeah. Valheim. So PC and Xbox consoles. PC Game Pass this fall. Yeah, it makes sense because it's played on PC. So, and then of course the console and everything early spring. So it'll be interesting to check out. Hopefully the achievements aren't too grindy.
Bethesda opened the showcase with a dramatic gameplay demo for Redfall and closed it with Todd Howard showing us how deep the rabbit hole goes on Starfield. And we also got a sneak peek at CU as well. So about a month ago, you all announced some delays for both Redfall and Starfield. So I wanted to give you a chance to tell us a little bit about the decision-making process for that.
Absolutely. Look, with all the time that goes into a game, it would be foolish to rush it out the door before it's ready. I think we have...
Exactly.
It's not something we undertake lightly, but at the end of the day, I think what our fans expect, what Xbox fans, what Bethesda fans expect is a high-quality game, and we want to do everything we can to give our teams the time to fully realize the games they're making.
How similar or dissimilar would you say this game, Redfall, is from the other arcade
I mean,
games?
look, on the surface, it's a first-person shooter that you can play solo or with up to 4 players, and so immediately you might say, well, it's not a single-player game, so it must be wildly different. And don't get me wrong, there's absolutely ways in which it is different, but I think when folks play the game, and even when they see more of the game, I think they'll start to see all of those things about an arcane game that they love and appreciate.
So let's talk a little bit more about the game. Now, between the trailer that we saw last year at the reveal, as well as this one that we just saw, I feel like Redfall reminded players of other co-op shooters, like Left 4 Dead, for example.
Exactly.
What makes Redfall unique?
Exactly. It gave me huge Left 4 Dead vibes when they were showing the various stuff, as well as Back 4 Blood.
Again, it's one of those things, like if you watch just like combat footage, you might look at Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood or any of these things and go, oh, I see multiple characters facing a bunch of enemies, and like, so it's the same game. But I think that would be doing a disservice, that it's all of the things that take place.
Guess what? The only difference is the fact that the enemies are vampires and they're still attacking you. It's the same thing. Only difference is different environment, different tool set, different abilities, because of course the character you choose, they have their own skill sets and everything. So yeah, it's basically the same game, only reskinned and different tools. So
In between the combat, as well as the combat itself, sort of combining different skills and abilities in the way that you do, Layla dropping down an elevator using her powers that Jacob can use to get up top on a roof and provide cover. You have different characters who play.
Yeah.
And it'll look and feel like a different experience, even though you're in the exact same part of the game. I mean, I think those are the kinds of things that Arcane.
End of the show, I gotta say, watching the trailer, breathtaking. It's one of those things from the different locations, and just seeing the difference between that moon versus the populated city, just amazing. The dog fighting, just everything was so.
And in all those games that we talked about, and for every single one, you cannot pin people down to, oh, it's about this, because it's not. Like, ultimately what those games are massive sandboxes where they give players just ridiculous amounts of freedom to say, you go figure out what kind of game you want to play and what kind of experience you want to have, because that's what this game is about. It's not us.
Guess what? You still haven't shown any sentient beings that aren't human. Like, come on, man.
Prescribing and saying, you have to do these things. And like, what is fun for me? Do I want story? Now it's time for you to tell the story of Starfield, which is your story, which is going to be different than mine, which is going to be. I want a kind of experience that I'm guided through so that I kind of get to see stuff. And I might stop here and there. Oh, there's a cool side quest that I got. But, I want something that sort of leads me through, because I'm a little, it can be a little daunting to say you can go do whatever I want. Like, ooh, I don't know what I should do. So some folks want a little bit of a guided.
Guess what? I only mind a guided, path situation if I'm not necessarily, if I don't necessarily have specific tools and I'm like, okay, where am I supposed to be going type of thing. Like, yeah, open world is great and all, but literally, why am I here? Unless you're saying I can do something specific at anywhere on the map, then it's like, then I would choose that, but yeah.
Path, or to understand where the fun is, and no approach is wrong. Like, for me, that's epic, because it says we aren't putting any limits on your time in this world we've created. Think about doing that. Like, oh yeah, I just ran in and stole his ship and shot all of his crew members and took off. Like, you can do that? Like, oh yeah, you can do anything. Like,
that's nice to know. So if you don't want to, that would actually be great, because I don't think we've seen a currency system at all yet. So that would be a very nice thing. Is like you have your own ship, but then just take a pirate ship after you just kill the crew and sell all the entire ship part for part and everything. Sell all that to a merchant, get your money. That's an easy way to make money.
I think that is a special part of a Bethesda Game Studios game, and when we say epic RPG, we mean all of the stories, all of them. Like, every ship is customizable to the nth than that, in terms of like what kind of shields you have, what kind of weapons you have, like what kind of ship are you building, what do you want it to be good at, what trade-offs are you willing to make or not. And then the other part of it is, of course, well, you can't just, it's a spaceship, those aren't cheap. So you have to figure out, how am I going to do this? Where do I get the resources to build this stuff? What kind of, skills do I need to level up to improve different parts of my ship beyond,
I just question, will there be a size limit on ships? ships, or will someone be able to be like, oh yeah, I got a ship, and then have it the size of a freighter?
What I could do without those skills. So there's a lot of, again, choices in terms of you get to decide that, how much you want to put into that or not. Do you just want to give somebody money for the parts that you want? Do you want to build it? All of those things are sort of part of the fun of deciding how much do you want to interact with this and how do you want to interact with it.
It was amazing. Oh.
And we're here to talk about High on Life, our new action, adventure, comedy, Metroidvania, first-person shooter that is nothing at all, a little bit like Microsoft Excel.
All right, you're a bounty hunter now. You gotta help me rescue my friends. They're Gatlians just like me.
Please tell me that I was going to
talk about.
Let's dive in. So the story of our game mostly follows like Earth being invaded by this evil criminal cartel of aliens who come in and kidnap humans and start selling them on the black market like they're drugs. And
okay, that's all you had to say, because the thing didn't, all they said was, oh, your friends got taken and you gotta free them. So that's all you had to say, was mention, hey, a criminal group decided to take over the planet and took your friends, save them.
You're the one human who has to team up with a talking gun and stop them.
And when you select a cartel leader that you're gonna go after, like, it opens the portal door to that world that they're in.
Eric, can you tell us a little bit
Is it
about
linear or open
the worlds
world?
of the game, the art style of the game, the visuals?
Yeah. So we spent a lot of time kind of constructing and creating these awesome alien worlds. Myself and Mikey Spano, who is our art director, him and I worked like a ton on the sort of art direction of the game. He really kind of landed in this space, which was kind of Blade Runner meets the Muppets. So we're trying to capture
I wouldn't call them Muppets. I would
that feeling
not
with all
call
our
them
characters,
Muppets.
especially our aliens. And then each world is its own kind of unique flavor, right? I think some of the ideas came from very kind of core thoughts. Like we want to have an awesome alien, like drug-dense spa on an asteroid. And yeah, what makes me really excited is the sort of really clear and like it's almost deceivingly simple narrative, right?
Save the Earth, humans or drugs, talking guns. Ta-da.
So Alec, what are
Exactly.
the guns? What's their deal?
The guns are these talking alien Gatlians. They're all shaped somewhat like a gun you'd find on Earth, but they've evolved to be just gun-like in their own way. And so this race of Gatlians each has their own unique personality, their unique set of abilities, and you're gonna be rescuing them from this evil alien cartel, and together, you gotta stop the bad guys.
Do we just have infinite ammo at that point, since they're all like living guns?
Get more Gatlians.
Yeah, collect more Gatlians.
Yeah, a lot of players are gonna have very different experiences depending on what gun they favor.
Yeah, you kind of pick your favorite companion to have out a lot and hear their dialogue, be part of different dialogue scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Look at us, blasting away.
And sometimes you can unlock the guns in a different order than another player has. So
That's
when you
right.
go back through a level, you'll see things that you would have been able to access if you'd done it in the other order.
That's
and you
so
can come back.
That's a huge one.
All right, so we've talked about this crazy good game that sounds amazing. Why should people be excited to play it?
Exactly.
As a studio, we are attempting to bring A-level adult comedy into video games, and there's so much fun to be had.
Upset?
Don't play it, definitely play it. Or play it, definitely play it. Okay, I thought it said don't. I'm like, wait, what? Gun. Oh, wasn't shown.
This is gonna be fun.
Ooh. This is straight up that Detroit Become Human DLC, or not Detroit Become Human, the origami game, that freaking PS4, that DLC that of course I hate how it wasn't part of the physical copy because it was digital only, which I think it was taken off the store. I don't know. Yeah, it was PS3 digital only. That's right. Yeah. It is. They never ported it to PS4. What is Texas Chainsaw Massacre? I never watched the movie, so coming next year, and it's coming to Game Pass apparently. So Hopefully it's not gonna just be as laughable as how bad the Friday the 13th movie or Friday the 13th game is, because I was through gold and everything, because that was how they wanted their sales and everything. Is this Penton?
You play a character named Andreas Mahler, who is... Pentiment is a narrative adventure game set in 16th century Bavaria, which is part of the Holy Roman Empire. You play a character named Andreas Mahler, who is an artist working at a Benedictine abbey. He gets involved in a series of murders and scandals and tries to unravel them over a period of about 25 years.
All right.
The name Pentiment, it is specifically referring to paintings in which there's an older painting underneath the painting that you see on the top. And if you scrape away the top layer, you see what was left behind. This has a bunch of significance. Obviously, you're playing a painter, but also it has a lot of significance to the idea of history kind of being covered and uncovered over time.
Ah, well, I certainly look forward to it, so...
Art style of Pentiment, especially blending the late medieval illuminated manuscripts with the early modern woodcuts.
Ah. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be an achievement. I need a guide for this game, for sure. If I have to be using a paper over a candle, I'm like, unless I'm doing that often, I'm gonna have to look at a guide for the game for sure.
Yeah, so there's a lot of major points to solve and kind of marry between wanting this to be a true to the history, true to the feel of the source material that we were referencing as far as the narrative.
Okay.
The buildings do change, but really it's the characters where you see all the crazy stuff happen.
Kids that I had become attached to because it's a 4-year-old and we designed them to be a 4-year-old, and then they're getting married, and then I felt a weird like emotional reaction to
Well, yeah, 25 years, it makes sense. So you'll see a baby in the beginning of the game, and then you'll see them become 20. Unless they died.
that, because I'm like, baby's all grown up.
Yeah. It's time for you.
I think the 16th century has always been really interesting.
Yeah, we're good. That's coming in November, so I look forward to it.
We were talking earlier about the importance of people being able to tell their story through a game and how incredibly powerful it is. I mean, when we were talking about that, I was thinking about an experience we've had as a team.
Oh my god, can we just... Oh, what?
The Xbox Game Showcase, and it was just
Stalker 2?
incredible. And the thing was, when I was looking at that game last year, and I was looking at the story that they were telling, and they were talking about the beauty of the land and their dedication to their culture and their country, and I thought, wow, this is a cool game. This is a compelling story. But sitting here today, recognizing that that team is Ukrainian, they were based in Kiev, looking at that story and what they were showing to the world just feels entirely different, in far more poignant and visceral to me. This is a team who's...
Yeah, we get it. They're from Ukraine. It sucks what's going on over there for sure. So... Oh, wait. Oh, they're making a big deal about it. Yeah. That's interesting that they decided to include this in the showcase, but I'm all for it. Want to make it public. Big deal about it. Yep. Yep. Yep, a lot of people just leaving. Yep.
Шок от робочий день начинается тривоги.
Під час сильних обстрілів ми біжимо в укриття. Це переноска для мого кота, який загинув ще в перший тиждень війни. Ходишь вечером, сирена, выходишь днем, сирена. Днем еще работать надо, поэтому особо не выйдешь, а вечером все время вот так.
Зараз мені важко писати квести про війну, коли вона йде навколо.
Write violent quests when there's a war. Like, dude, yeah, like narrative designer, yeah, that sucks.
Так работает в перерывах между сиренами і волонтерськими задачами.
Світ ще побачить, наскільки в нас класна культура, і в тому числі, наскільки класні ігри ми можемо робити.
Yeah. unable to publicly share their, obviously, because they gotta keep themselves safe. I'm very surprised they did include that, but it's understandable because literally there are developers and everything involved.
Last question,
in the area.
Are you sure the perimeter surrounding the zone is really enough? If a powerful emission were to occur, we would...
Listen, the zone has remained stable for years. Besides, we didn't establish the most advanced institution in human history without first guaranteeing its safety. As the head of the Scientific Institute for Research of the Chernobyl area, or CIRCA for short, I believe the wonders that we will bring to the world far outweigh the potential risks.
How big are these risks exactly?
Yep, going into radiation. Heart of Chernobyl. I never played the first game. Yep. How? I'm sorry, but you can delay the game. You don't need to push the game for release until the war is over. Like, god damn, because it's like, it's literally a strain on the employees. I hope they're not fucking I really hope that they're not pushing them to be like, oh yeah, get this thing done. It's like when they're in a war zone. God damn. It's just so sad. Oh man. Yep. It was definitely interesting. For sure. I will say I do wish that they had spoken more about Starfield for sure. I love how they spent so long on the vampire game, like being like, oh yeah, don't you think it looks so similar? And it's like, yeah, it definitely looks very similar and everything. So let's see, since I'm looking at this now, was there a video or no? That's just a gameplay. I don't know. Is this it? Oh, okay.
Welcome to Summer of Gaming 2022. I'm Ryan McCaffrey here at IGN. I am always
excited today after this weekend, and incredible response from everybody.
You know, going with the Mako on Mass Effect 1 and just roaming a bunch of mostly empty planets. So
exactly.
Like, can you talk a little bit about the depth of what we can look forward to with the space combat?
Sure. That was, I would say, the two things that we started on the project is we had a good basis for tech and gameplay systems from Elder Scrolls and Fallout. We started the planet stuff, the procedural generation, and we started space combat. We want this to feel something unique. There's been a lot of space sims that we're fans of and space shooters from the 90s. And if you look at it, you can see it in the video. Your ship has various power systems.
Yeah.
A little bit of FTL there in terms of putting how much power into 3 different weapon systems, and then your engines and shields, and the grav drive is what lets you jump and sort of get out of some situations that you have to put power to. So there is some dogfighting. I have quotes up. We keep the pace fairly slow, but it's not just dogfighting. Like the ship stuff includes, you see it in the video, you can dock with other ships, you can disable them, you can dock, you can board it. There's actually some quests that involve that. You can steal the ship. There's dialogue in space. There's star stations you can visit. There's smuggling. There's it's, you know, all the things that we would want. And we'll be showing some more of that later. But it's a good chunk of.
Yes, but you're still not telling me, hey, we have sentient beings and not just humans.
Of gameplay that we think is really fun when it comes to playing this type of sci-fi game.
To go back to one of your games, the Imperial City from Oblivion, is what are some of the things we can do in there? Because it seems like a place that you're going to want to go back to time and again.
Yeah, we have 4 main cities in the game, and New Atlantis is easily the biggest city in the game and the biggest city we've ever built. Kind of the cap.
I'm just definitely like they're saying, like, I hope it's more than just vendors. I really hope so.
Here in the game.
I hope it's more than like a Destiny situation.
It has all the services you would expect, and you can work on your ship there. The factions touch that, but that's also the headquarters for Constellation, which is the faction that you join.
Like I said, missions and vendors. I hope it's more than just that.
Right.
That is the last group of space explorers, kind of this NASA meets Indiana Jones meets the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And that's really where the main quest goes through that group, so that's where they're headquartered.
Appears to be.
That didn't even explain it. He literally just said exactly what I said. That it's literally just covering. Wow, that's so stupid. They never even like said anything more.
So I wanted to ask you about the main story. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because that's something that I feel like wasn't really touched on in the video. I mean, you know, we know about Constellation and you're joining, but what's sort of the central conflict? What can you kind of set the game up for us a little bit?
Yeah, we touch on it a little bit in the demo, where Constellation, who's trying to, they're still exploring and figuring out the mysteries of the universe, and they also look for, old Earth artifacts. You'll see that in some of the stuff we hint at, and the exploration. And then they've uncovered some of these artifacts that they don't know their origin, and that's the quest you kind of start on.
Oh, so basically you're just literally looking to find out about artifacts.
Certainly, we're going to be doing extra content for this game, and we love our modding community. We actually think
okay, good to hear. It's going to be supporting mods.
This game for our modding community is going to be a dream, because there's so much they could do. So we think that's, a great thing that we love as well. One for Starfield people have asked is, well, can you fly the ship straight down to the planet? No. We decided early in the project that the on surface is one reality, and then when you're in space is another reality. And if you try to like really spend a lot of time engineering the in-between, like that segue, you're just spending a lot of time that's really just not that important to the player. So let's make sure it's awesome when you're on the surface and awesome when you're in space. And those.
Just screw you saying that. Oh yeah, can you land it? Nope, you can't. You literally probably have to plot the point on the damn planet where you want to land, and then it'll just approximate a safe area to land doing that. Screw, like, why?
Realities look as good as they can be and play as good as they can be for those realities.
Yep. Was there anything I missed from the text? Step out moment. Main City is the biggest city Bethesda's ever made. It has all services you would expect. Factions is not the biggest in this game, but bigger than anything in Skyrim, Fallout 4, any. Okay, that's cool. So that's interesting. I really hope that they go in depth with the cities for sure, with how many planets there are. Starfield doesn't let you fly seamlessly. People ask, yeah, we decided not to do it. It's like, because we said screw you. Because No Man's Sky, you can do it. Oh, man. Unique and inspired. Yeah. So. It's just stupid, period. For sure. But I'm not gonna, with how long that took, I was not expecting a 15-minute interview, but I don't know if I'll be putting this footage up on YouTube or not, so definitely was entertaining though to find more out about Starfield, because that's why I'm like, we got literally no like Q&A stuff, and that this interview was today, so just after, I'm guessing, the extended showcase happened. So it definitely, like I said, they didn't even like bother to be like, hey, we only saw humans in the trailer. Will there be other sentient beings? I don't know why they didn't ask that, because it's like, what the hell? Why should we have to have an outer world situation of literally just humans when there's thousands of planets? Like, goddamn, No Man's Sky has you don't even, I don't even think there are humans at all other than a regular space helmet, but that's about it. It's just stupid. But hopefully there are sentient beings, but we will see. I hope you all have enjoyed. I'm just gonna call it for the stream because it's about to be 10:30 anyway, so. And I'll probably watch the Capcom showcase tomorrow. And then after that I'll probably do the latest Minecraft update achievements. I'll probably do afterwards and then see where we go from there. But hope you all have enjoyed this stream, and yeah, I will see you all next time. Bye for now.